One of my favorite teachings is when Jesus said that we have to turn the other cheek. I am that type of guy where I'm not interested in going back and forth for the sake of vengeance or ego, because Christ says that vengeance is the Lord's, vengeance is the Creator's, vengeance is God's, vengeance is mine, vengeance is for something bigger than yourself. Karma, vengeance is already in place. There's principles in place. When people do one action, there is a reaction, a universal cosmic reaction based off of what they have done. And one day they will feel it, whether it's when they sleep at night, they cannot sleep peacefully, right? Whether it's they get the same thing done to them, but God will make sure that they receive their part of the bargain for their actions. I fully believe that. And I wanted to take the first minute of this video to explain that when I tell you to stand up for yourself, to not take disrespect, it is not out of vengeance, it is not out of ego, and it is not to do a job that was already told to you, which is not yours, right? Don't do that job. Don't go out and get it back in blood, right? We see what happens. People go to jail for that. I come from environments where you can see that. You can see people in gang activities doing things to get things back in blood. And that's a real reality. And it's a hard thing to understand. But I'll tell you, disrespect is nothing to be played with, right? I'm not even here to judge people like that. You know, you say something about my mama, you say something about my, but what I'm here to teach you, I'm here to do my part. And I'm here to teach you emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, and at the same time, how to stand up towards the disrespect. It's not about vengeance. It's not about inflicting the same pain that they inflicted onto you or the same hurt, but it's about addressing the issue. If we cannot address the issue, then there's a problem. As a man, we should be able to address the issues that we are uncomfortable with. As men, we should be able to address things that we are not necessarily appreciative of. If we cannot address it, then it will continue to happen. People will continue to think that they can play with you. You have to turn the other cheek when it comes to vengeance. When it comes to vengeance. However, you don't necessarily have to turn the other cheek when it comes to addressing something that you don't appreciate. So, for example, on YouTube, I never respond to hate comments. And if I ever did, it would always be positive. But lately I've been testing something out because I believe that authenticity is very important. Vulnerability is very important. And it's okay to express how I actually feel about what I see going on. So we had one of the hate comments the other day, and it was like, oh, this video didn't need to be this long, right? This video didn't need to be this long. All you had to say was this and that. And in my belief, the way that it was worded came off disrespectful. So I said, hey, I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I don't fully think you watched the whole video because there's a lot of information in here that is valuable. And when you look at the comment section, a lot of people said that they really liked the video. He continues with the disrespect. And then I just stopped from there. I don't continue, but I addressed it. I'm like, hey, bro, I actually don't agree with you. I think that this is a very important video and it needed all 25 minutes. Yesterday, I dropped a 30-minute video. Longer videos are not done on purpose. Shorter videos are not done on purpose. I'm done speaking when I'm done speaking. That's what people have to understand. Everything I do is authentic. When I have a topic, I'm trying to fulfill that topic. And when that topic is fulfilled in my belief, when I believe that it's ready to be done and I have nothing else to say, then that's when the video is complete. And that's why you see no edits. I am not editing anything. I never edit. And so I knew that he probably wasn't a true supporter of the channel because he probably didn't understand that. And I've addressed that before. And it was disrespectful to me. And I just addressed it. And that's okay. It's okay to let people know how you feel, right? What's not okay is inflicting pain. What's not okay is getting, stooping down to their level If they're continuing that level of disrespect, then you have to have the emotional maturity. Here's where it comes in, to remove yourself from that conversation. And that's just internet stuff. That stuff is not even fully real, right? When people come into your face, like when they're in person, it's always respect, right? They don't even try that stuff. You know, everybody's tough under the internet. Everybody's tough when they on the internet. Everybody's a tough guy until we gotta, you know, throw hands in person, and it's all love, because ain't nobody really trying to throw hands. Ain't nobody trying to disrespect nobody. We just trying to live and have a good time. So why we can't have a good time online too? That we need to figure out, right? But at the end of the day, y'all, it is okay to address disrespect, because I'll tell you this right now, I don't expect that person to come back around, you know, because you can't just walk all over me. And that's what it's all about. People think that they can say anything to you. People think that they can disrespect you because you keep turning the other cheek. You keep turning the other cheek. Nah, because if things come to it, you have every right for self-defense in this real life, right? Let's say, for example, somebody comes up to you and your family while you outside. You know, I have a wife. Let's say my wife and I were walking and there's a threat. Well, I'm gonna have to do what I have to do. And y'all can infer what that is. I don't wanna do that. I don't wanna do anything but chill. But you have to prepare for the real world. And you have to understand that we live in this real world and there's real threats. So, with that being said, family, when your emotional feels threatened, your weapon then becomes your words. Be careful how you speak to people, because at the end of the day, your emotional is threatened, but not your life. Just your emotions, right? If your life was threatened, yes, then you have to grab any weapon that you can to protect you and your loved ones. When your emotions are threatened, you have the ability to have emotional maturity and not even indulge in it. You don't even have to curse back. You don't have to do any of that, but you can address it. Disrespect should be addressed. Let people know, hey, and here's the phrases that you can use, right? Because I don't just want to say, hey, address it, and then you don't even know how to address it, right? It's not me trying to give you all the answers, but I do want to give you some phrases that you could potentially use. Phrases such as, hey, you know, I didn't talk to you in that way. I would appreciate if you don't talk to me in that way. Those are great phrases. Phrases like, hey, I don't think that this conversation is going in a healthy direction. If we're talking to each other like this, I don't want to talk to you in that way. I want to have a good civil conversation. And you know what? If that's not where we're at right now, then let's revisit this conversation at a later time, because calmer heads, calmer collected heads and minds are able to have better conversations. So, and I think the quote for that really is calmer minds prevail. Calm, cool, and collected minds prevail and could succeed in whatever disputes they have. I just believe that that's significantly important. So there's so many ways that we can go about it. There's so many ways that we can address people. Don't lose yourself. Don't lose your soul. Don't lose who you are. Don't lose your integrity. That's what you don't want to lose. And you don't want to get angry to the point where you can no longer recognize who you are. However, if you do feel anger, then sit with that emotion. That is a good thing, right? Because it shows that you care. It shows that you're human. You're not a robot. You're not AI, okay? AI will know exactly how to process itself, right? You know, if AI was fully conscious like we are, and maybe one day they will be, you already see like the robots and stuff like that all around. It's crazy, right? We're living in the future. It's just a matter of time. And I think it's sooner than later we start to see robots walking to work, right? Crazy. They have processing hardware where if you call AI ugly, or if you disrespect AI, AI is just gonna keep on walking, you know, because it's AI. And we have to do a better job at processing, not like a computer, but processing to understand our emotions. I remember I was speaking to my brother Spencer, and we were speaking about emotions and what that is. And he said, it's really just a chemical release, right? I call it energy in motion. Emotions is energy in motion, because that's easier to understand. But he's right. On a scientific level, it is just chemicals being released. Understand those chemicals, understand what they're trying to teach you, feel those chemicals, feel that emotion. And then what you'll do is you will sit with that for a little bit, count to 10, count to 20, however long you need. And you get back in the game. You get back in that conversation. You get back towards that disrespect, and you're able to address it. Or if you believe that it doesn't need to be addressed, then you can let it go. However, I do believe if we don't address disrespect, then more disrespect could potentially follow. And I don't think, as we started off in this video, shout out to Jesus, right? Because he taught me how to turn the other cheek, and he taught me how important that is. So that's why I'm bringing him up. So important, such an important lesson, man. No matter your faith, right? Such an important lesson. I don't think he wants us to be a pushover. I don't believe he wants us to be a rollover. However, he doesn't want us to indulge in behaviors that are no longer righteous, Christ-like, or God-like. That's where we have to be careful. However, authenticity, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, but in my opinion, in my belief, I have found and I have prayed on it, and I believe strongly that authenticity is the closest thing to godliness, right? Because God made you to be who you are. And so if you get offended by somebody, it's okay to say, hey, I don't feel good about what you just told me. And that's you being authentic and true to who you are and who God made you to be. And so that is a righteous thing. It is a righteous thing to address a situation. However, you want to be very careful about how you address it. And you want to be very careful about the consequences and actions of your words, right? And those two things are very, very important. As a man, especially, the reason why I'm telling you to handle disrespect and to address it is because one day, and you might already, one day you'll have a family, a girl, kids to take care of. Instead of me saying girl, a woman, right? Of course, a woman, a queen. But I just wanted, it just rolled off the tongue, right? But one day you'll have a queen, you'll have a woman by your side, man, and you're that king. And these people will, your loved ones will expect you to be able to protect them. They will expect you to be able to, say the right thing, just, whenever push comes to shove. I know my wife is expecting me to be able to protect her. And disrespect really has the potential to turn into an ugly situation. And I think that's why a lot of people avoid it. A lot of people may get disrespected. A lot of men may get disrespected. Like, okay, I'll always turn the other cheek. But we have to dive deeper. Like I said, what does that mean? It doesn't mean that you cannot address something. Because what you don't want to happen is you don't want to become a pushover. You don't want people to think that they could treat you like that. You don't deserve that. You deserve more than that. And sometimes you have to fight for what you deserve. You have to fight for the level of respect that you're asking for. And even if you won't get it from that person, at least you said your piece, you said your part, and you let them know that you're not playing around. That to me is super important. I don't care what anybody says. If you don't address it, then you're okay with it. You're cool with it. You're signaling to people, yeah, disrespect me some more, yeah. That's what you do, right? You're signaling to people, yeah. Yeah. You could disrespect me some more. Nah, that's not good. That's not good. So I definitely hope that you guys start to understand the importance of having respect for yourself. I hope that you guys understand the importance of locking in on the things that truly, truly, truly matters, right? And what I mean by locking in is prioritizing the things that matter. So your environments matter as well. If you're always in an environment that's not healthy, right, then you cannot expect to meet good quality people who will treat you the way that you need to be treated, right? Hang around the right groups of people, hang around the right environment, hang around good groups of men, okay? I think that all of those things are highly, highly important. And, you know, who we hang around really does make up, you know, how our life is. So I do hope that this helps, man. We have to handle disrespect. We have to address disrespect. You cannot just let disrespect slide, right? Because I'm telling you, I don't play that. You know, for me personally, I just don't play that. I don't play that at all. I don't think that it's fair. I don't think that it's right to disrespect people. And so you're not gonna disrespect me because I don't disrespect you. You know what I mean? Like I never understood people who are disrespectful, man. And the truth is, if we could talk about that real quick before I go, I think it's a deeper rooted problem within themselves. You know what I mean? Like it's a deeper rooted problem. And y'all tell me if I'm speaking facts or not. You know, let me know in the comment section if you rock with what I'm saying. I think that there's a deeper rooted problem within people who disrespect people unprovoked, right? Like you didn't do absolutely anything to anybody, but you still get disrespected. And it's because they have things that they have to work on. They have a personality that is not healthy, and they have to look in the mirror and work on themselves. And sometimes I catch myself doing things that I'm like, you know what, that wasn't right, you know, and then, you know, you got to go and apologize for that. And that's okay. You're human. You're not going to be perfect. But some people don't even have that ability to recognize, you know, when something is not right within their heart, within their mind. And truly pray for these people. You know, they need healing. They need to look within. They need to, you know, do the inner work. Got to build that relationship with themselves, with God. I believe they have to do the mirror work at the very least, looking in the mirror and saying, who am I? Who do I want to be? Who do I represent? What do I represent? What type of man am I? All of these things are super, super, super important. So I'm glad that we're able to talk about it. And if you find yourself disrespecting people, I just want you to keep in mind to just really do the inner work yourself and do that mirror work and ask yourself, okay, why am I disrespecting people, right? Because sometimes we find ourselves on that other side. People could disrespect us, but we could also disrespect people, right? We're not perfect. So we have to be careful. And at the same time, asking yourself, why am I offended, right? If somebody disrespects you, why am I so offended by this? Okay, I can address it, but I'll only address it once, maybe twice. And if this person has to get out of my life because they're not learning from the addressments, they're not learning, I don't even know if that's a word, right? But they're not learning from me addressing them, then that's what will have to happen. I would just have to find a way to move forward. And that's okay. But as men, as providers, as protectors for our family, and as protectors of ourselves, we cannot let anybody disrespect us in that way. So continue going on, continue living this life the right way, but be ready to fight. It's not just about peace. It's also about being ready for war. I'd rather you be a warrior in a garden than a gardener at war. I'll repeat that one more time. I'd rather you be a warrior in a garden than a gardener at war, because a gardener at war cannot help the war, but a warrior in a garden is prepared for war, and at the same time, he can garden. Okay? You need to be prepared for peace and war. You need to be prepared for love and hate. The dualities of this life. You cannot be too much to one side. I see people with bleeding hearts. I see people who turn the other cheek all day, every day, but they always get stepped on. And they don't know to stand up for themselves. And if you can't stand up for yourself, then you won't be able to stand up for others in times of need, when others need you. And I think that's a problem. I think that's a huge problem. Like I said, if you cannot stand up for yourself, how will you be able to stand up for others? So this topic is very, very important. And the fact that you watched the full video, I really, really appreciate you. how you can let me know that you watched the full video. If you're not already on the email list, sign up for the email list. And I'm not supposed to say this, but you can request video ideas on there, because I have something coming very soon where you'll see. But make sure you sign up for the email list so you can stay tuned to everything that I'm trying to provide for this amazing, beautiful community. I love y'all so much. We are purpose driven, and let's just continue being the best that we can be. Peace, y'all.